step 4. Everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
You're muted.
There we go. Got that fixed. Good morning. Welcome to Good Morning Crypto, where we turn your early hours into your edge in the financial world. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about a giant XRP unlock that has already happened. And we haven't seen a whole bunch of price movement on it. I know David's super happy about this headline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same headline that I get once a month.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But this one's a little bit bigger, 1 billion. 1 billion as opposed to their normal, 500 million?
No, it's always 1 billion.
Oh, it's always 1 billion? Oh no.
Always 1 billion.
I thought it
Good
was
morning. Good morning.
I thought it was normally a little bit lower than that. So
No. Every month, at the first of the month, it's 1 billion token unlock. They usually sell about 500 million, like on average, but that's how much
okay.
usually gets released, and then they usually put, and then whatever's left, they put back in the escrow. So
I guess that's
yeah,
why
good
I was
morning.
thinking 500 million. So
It's possible.
let's dive in and get these people prepped for success today. I'm going to hop over to the
Who's
dual
in the
screen.
chat? I see Rakinos.
And Max Power, good morning.
Good morning, Max Power. Power to the max. Let's go.
Well, hop over to the dual screen. I've got Bitcoin pulled up. Let me hop back over to the 4-hour. We're sitting right above the 382 this morning, sitting at 59K, kind of pulling back towards it. So we'll hop into that TA here in a second. For the stock side of things, we did have the close yesterday, so everything is pretty much the exact same as it was from Friday. Got a lot of green here. So we did see a little bit of that impact the crypto side of everything yesterday. But now we are looking at a little bit neutral into the downside for the morning. We've got Bitcoin down 0.15%. Ethereum's down 1.29%. We got BNB in the top 10, sitting as the only project that's up. It is up 1.34%. We've got XRP in that neutral range still, up 0.42% on their unlock. We've got Solana 0.62%. Tron down 1.43%. Toncoin down 1.15%. And Cardano down 1.84%. Let me get the fear and greed pulled up. We've got, for the stock market, we are sitting at 63 on the fear and greed. We'll see how things move after this morning, but still looking almost neutral on things after the small little rally we saw. On the crypto side of things, we are still sitting in fear. 26 on that fear and greed. So we'll see what kind of moves we get with today's economic data. Let me get back to that. Today, we've got the S&P Global Manufacturing PMI. So this will be a final print on that. And that's coming out at 8:45 this morning. I believe that's going to be 9:45 for the East Coast, so 15 minutes after market open. We also do have some Treasury bill auctions. That's going to be at 11:30, and more Treasury auctions later in the day. Let me get back to Bitcoin. And we do have this fair value gap sitting right here, starting at 57K to 55K. So I know that's where I have my eye on the morning. I know David might have a little something else that he'd like to show. Let me swap that over to that dual screen for you, and you can show the people what your thoughts are.
Hello.
Hello.
We're just ranging.
Oh, yeah.
We're just ranging. That's all I've got. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time. No, no, I mean Bitcoin is just stuck in about a $4,000 range here. So, and it's in the middle of it right now. So, if we can get above this point of control at about, let's see, I'm going to try to do more annotations on here to make this a little bit easier. Price label. There we go. 59,242 per the Coinbase spot chart. So, excuse me. If we can get a close above that on like the 15-minute, let's get a. There we go. Turn this. Okay, so yeah. I feel like something's not right. Something's wrong. Okay, so we do have a little bit of something's wrong. Sorry. Go ahead.
Well, do you want me to pull up that news article while you
Yeah, go
get
ahead.
that all sorted in the background? All right.
Yeah.
Let me swap back over. We've got an XRP unlock on Sunday, September 1st. Ripple unlocked 1 billion XRP tokens in 3 phases, releasing 500 million, 200 million, and 300 million XRP, totaling over $560 million at the current market prices. XRP is currently trading at 54 cents and has seen a 1% decline in the past 24 hours. However, the 78% surge in trading volume during this period suggests potential market volatility or upcoming challenges. XRP is not ready for any short-term rally. XRP's trading volume has reached 851 million over the past 24 hours, with a negative divergence forming as its price drops while volume spikes. This divergence indicates increased selling pressure and suggests the asset's price may continue to decline. Typically, when trading volume rises, as the price falls, it signals that more traders are actively selling, reinforcing the bearish trend. Supporting this, XRP's relative strength index, the RSI, is in a downtrend and currently sits below the 50 mark at 45.23. This suggests that market participants are favoring selling over buying, adding to the bearish sentiment. I know that you're a big fan of XRP, and this has been one of your biggest problems with XRP, is that the fact they have this escrow thing that they like to drop a bunch of tokens on XRP holders' heads and keep the price down, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, the token unlock has nothing to do with price at all whatsoever, but you know, people like to run with that narrative, and it's okay because they do it every single month. You know, pretty easy to go back and back test and see what happens with price. It usually does nothing. So, yeah, I don't know. It's always a big this story's always a big nothing burger, but for some reason it comes up every single month. And yeah. And XRP, guess what? It's sideways still. This is a weekly chart, okay? It's been in the same like range for let's see. Let's pull this from here to here. 420 days. It has been in a 30, 40 to 90. I mean, actually, it's more like up to here. 40, like a same, like 20-cent range. Almost the same 13-cent range. 47 cents to 63 cents. 16-cent range in here. It's been like that for 420 days. So,
do you
I
think
mean,
these token unlocks might have any bearing on why it stays in that same little range and struggles
no.
to really get out of it? You don't think
No.
supply and demand might have anything to do with that?
No.
None. None. I mean, it's been in a giant consolidation phase for years, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, I don't know.
And it's also has a max supply, so
I mean,
it's got nothing to do with the token unlocks. It's just it does nothing. They're all it's a pre-mined coin.
yes,
It shouldn't have an effect.
but see, me, I differ on that a lot because oop, David dropped out. Hold on. Let me switch over to I have a little bit different of an opinion on that because supply and demand is a big part of the market. And if you go back to let's hop on a weekly chart. If you look at this, this is just a giant consolidation phase. The whole history on it. He hopped back in here. Let me get him pulled back up.
Had it pulled up.
Hello there. Nice of you to show back up. But
Who?
yeah, I was making a joke on you.
No.
You
Okay.
and your wonderful internet. But
Did I disappear?
yeah, for a second and then you showed back up. I don't know why.
Okay.
But on this weekly chart, I don't know if you can see it. I've got XRP pulled up, and it's just a giant consolidation phase, like a massive consolidation phase, coming back
Mhm.
from June, no, January of 2018. We XRP has just been in a massive consolidation phase, and
Mhm.
I don't know if that's good or bad because a 5-year consolidation phase is kind of scary.
It goes up and to the right over time.
I mean, kind of. It
Ain't no kinda about it. It keeps putting in higher lows. So
I mean, if
that's
you,
why I say the token unlock means absolutely nothing. It's just it keeps going up and to the right.
I'm more of a macro, and if you look at the macro, it's lower highs, and I
Where
guess so.
there's
Like,
one lower high, it's creating a triangle.
yes, that's what I'm saying. It's a giant consolidation phase, going back from 2018. So
Mm-hmm.
it just depends what
So get
kind of.
prepared
I I guess we'll
because
see.
it's gonna take you on a ride, buddy. It's gonna take you on a ride because if we go back to it's the very first little impulse up little, I say little, but the first massive impulse up, we can see that we also had a giant consolidation range before we exploded on that one.
Yep.
So, and this one lasted, let's see, this one lasted about 1,200 days, 1,100 days. So, I mean, this one is obviously lasting longer, but I would just expect a bigger upside movement from that. So, you know, it's just consolidation. I mean, I could say that every single month they do the token unlock and you are getting buying and people are buying and holding. I mean, maybe. I don't even know how that's working anymore after the whole SEC thing, to be honest. I need
Yeah,
to look into that.
I've just ever since like its initial little rally from when it first came out, I've never really owned XRP because I dug more into it and I was like,
Because you're a hater.
I don't know about all this.
You're a hater.
Yeah, maybe
That's
just
all
a
right.
little.
I think you hate everything that's not
Not
Bitcoin.
yeah.
But
I
that's
mean,
right.
if it gives me a reason not to, I would like it.
It goes up and to the right over time. What more do you want? It's stable. It's a stable coin, okay?
So you're saying it's good if I want to send you money, but it's not. It might not be the best investment for long term.
Yes.
Okay. Well, we can agree on that one.
It's actually a great investment long term because it doesn't go anywhere. So it goes up and to the right. So I guess, that
You
helps.
you
But
won't lose
it
no
beats
money.
inflation. It beats inflation. So, yeah.
Do you want to
Or-
pull up that Bitcoin chart for people, or do you need another second? Because I do have the Dixie pulled up.
No, you go ahead. I'm reading what Eric Wallen said in here. Does he think XRP is more important than Bitcoin, like Charles and Ada? No,
Never.
no one thinks that. They're supposed to pay the 125 mil in the next few days, I think, possibly. Good morning, L. Jones and Eric Ballin Wallen. Maybe a Band-Aid, and Rockinos, of course. And whoever this BC Port Corp guy is.
Oh yeah. Good morning to him too.
Good morning, BC.
I will pull up the Dixie and hop over to my screen, and I'll let you pull up Bitcoin in the background, so you can give those people a little rundown on what your thoughts are. So, oh, I am on the wrong screen. I don't know why it's showing the wrong screen. Let me get that swapped over. All right. So, I've got the Dixie pulled up. I know I had talked the other day after our double bottom that I would like to see this 101 reclaimed. There was a little range right here from 100 to 101. I'd like to see it reclaimed. We did reclaim that, and then we ended up consolidating a little right here on our old range. And that's when I was saying that I'd like to see us make a little push back up to the 102. And that's kind of what we're doing right now. I would expect to see a slight rejection at the 102. And with everything kind of moving in lockstep right now, I would look at a little move up on that for the morning. Also on Bitcoin as well, before we kind of make a slight pullback off of that. I would look at us coming back down to the 101 range. We've been seeing a bit of a strengthening in the dollar. So you have the dollar making some comebacks against the pound and the euro and the yen. So that's what is going to push the Dixie higher as these other currencies are floundering against it. So look for some strength in your dollar as we are coming up on September 18th and some rate cuts. Let me toss that over to David.
What do we have on the economic calendar? We got something today, right? PMI or
Yes,
something?
just manufacturing PMI.
Okay. Then that's at 10, correct?
Should be 15 minutes after market open.
9:45. I think it's at 10. Ah, well, somewhere around that time. All right, guys. So first up, all right, I'm on the Bitcoin 15-minute chart. So just a little something. Let's see. Let's just go over some recent price action that I've noticed. So we can sit here and I noticed this channel right here, and then we can, to get a measured move off of this channel, what we do if we want to make a trade on this is I'll wait for a break one way or the other and a successful back test. Now, instead, we wick up and then we come back into the range. So I don't accept that as an entry, and then we wick out and then come back in. I'm not going to get in right here. What I'm going to wait for is I'm going to wait for the break, strong break above this channel right here. And then when we get that pullback, that's when I'll fire off along. My target will be a measured move from this swing level. So if I'm coming down and putting in these levels like this is going to be a swing level right here. And then I'm going to take this trend line tool and I'm going to place it right at the breakout. And then that'll be my measured move. It gets us out to right here. So that would have been a successful trade. Pretty easy. Well, not right there. Well, yeah, that's the back test. This is the back test right here. Put your stop loss just below your low. And then right here, you got a nice 2-to-1 trade. Not bad. 2% on that trade if you were to have taken that. Now, what I am looking for right now, so last night I put this whole trade together. I've got this, I had this move here. So because this failed to claim this resistance here and turn it into support, I was looking for more of a reversal, but a kind of like a pullback, a back test after this breakout, this initial breakout. So then I'll come back over here to where we broke down, and then we got this back test of this order block here, and then we pushed right down into my measured move right here. So, and right into my entry target. And if we back up, we can see, well, let me go to the 1 hour, not the 4 hour. So we can see that this, I've taken this level right here. We can see we've had multiple touches right here, right around 58.7, but, multiple touches around here, right in this area, all the way across. So, and we are currently holding that. So if we can continue to hold that and get above this point of control here at 59.1, then I would expect some continuation to the upside and get a little bit higher. If we go from this breakout, so what I've got drawn up right now is this little wedge coming down. If you can't see it, let me just grab the highlighter. This wedge right here. And these tend to have little breakouts once you get out on top of them. We got out on top of it, back test, and now I'm just looking for some continuation here. That's all I'm looking for today. Ultimately, I do think we possibly go lower than we are right now. This is just a little relief rally, in my opinion. So I'll just be looking for us to get above that point of control at 59.1, 59, 59.1, 59.2. And I'll be looking for this quantum reactor. It'll probably, hopefully, if this is to turn around and come back down to the downside, I say hopefully, it'll just stay gray when we get above it. And that just means we don't make a move, we hold. If it is to turn green, then I might start considering, okay, we could be moving higher from here. But we've got a lot of work to do on Bitcoin. We still got to get above that 59, got to get above the 60.5. And that's about it. I mean, we are kind of creating some liquidity here on the below us. So that could spell disaster for later on. But I am short term bullish for the next day or two, probably. It can get up here. If it can get up here quick enough, then yeah. But I'll be taking profits on a long at 60.5, 61.7, and then my full TP is 63.5. And that's what I've got on Bitcoin. Now, if this breaks down, then everything changes, right? I mean, if I get stopped out, it is what it is. I'll just look for a back test to enter on, and then I'll go short. That's what I look for. If this, then that. If we break up here and we get this, then I put in the trade and let it go. And that's about it. BC.
All right.
Back
Well,
BC.
I've got the Russell pulled up. So we had a giant gap here that we finally ended up filling this past week of August. So here in September, I am looking at upside for the Russell as people are posturing for the rate cuts and more risky assets in their portfolios. We are sitting on a fib line right here at 2,200, and that's going to be a 382 on an extension. We do have some gaps on the way up, but I do not think that we will come back and reclaim any of those. I think they'll just stay gaps for now as we see more risk on signaled in the market. We do have a little bit of a trend line here coming up that we have been bouncing off of. So I would see us pull back down to this fair value gap and touch it before continuing up to the upside. It's looking like 2,178 for that little bounce range that I'm looking at before we continue on up and make some highs. These are not all-time highs, but they are new local highs for this year and this range. So that's kind of what I got my eyes on for the Russell. And like I was saying for the Dixie, I do see a little upside before a pullback and a continuation to the upside. So just keep your eyes out on that. We will be getting that data drop here this morning. So that's going to be a bit of a market mover, and that's why I do have my eye on a little bit of a pullback before a continuation. So let me get that tossed back over to you, David, and then in the background I'll get the next article pulled up, and it's a doozy.
Sounds good. Good morning, Tony Soprano. How are you? All right, I've got Ethereum pulled up. We're sitting below the quantum reactor on the 4-hour. I would like to get above that and for it to turn green. Basically the same scenario as Bitcoin. Let's break out, except it's looking a little bit cleaner. So yeah, break above this consolidation range and get a nice back test. Let's see, this point of control is sitting at about 25.17. And current price is 25.01. So we got about $16. We need to get back above that 25.17. Preferably start getting some closes above this 25.65 level. getting some closes above that. This is the 4 hour, so let's go ahead and go down to the 1 hour and see what we're looking at down here. So yeah, we're below the zero line on our trend fusion. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. Our money flow is barely dipping into the green, barely dipping into the money. True 7 is above the zero line. Got a lot of mixed signals. There's not a whole lot on the same side right now. So something that could help with that is just us breaking out of this current range that we find ourselves in on Ethereum. Let's see. So where are we pulling back to? I'm going to go from this low to this high and see where we are on our fib. So 50% retracement of this level. See, we tried to break above this point of control here, but it's given us some sell pressure coming in here. We've got the 50% retracement on here at about 2482. Let's see if we can get a pullback to that 50% retracement of this move here, and then have this come down, and then hopefully we can break that and go a little bit higher. And this would form, some kind of triangle in here, and then I could see us getting a little bit of if we were to break out and get that some conviction on that breakout. You get a breakout, a nice big push, pull back down right at the breakout zone or on the resistance line. My brain is not working this morning. My target on that would be 2645, which makes sense. I mean, that would get back up into this, we've got a value area high sitting right up here. But we also have, this is where we broke down from. See, we can see we broke out, got a back test, and then pushed off of that. Then we just went straight through it right here. So getting back to that level, I could definitely see that happening. When would this take place? Tomorrow? See, this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking a little bit of running to the upside. Maybe we start off down because of the PMI data, and then we push higher going into tomorrow, and then we start to roll over. And then we see if we can hold this consolidation range or not and continue higher, or if it's going to just break down and just continue lower. So lots of price action that we got to wait for to develop. I tend to not trade until after Monday, unless there's a holiday. Then Tuesday becomes the Monday, so I don't trade Tuesday. And I like to see what's going on with the markets first. Now, I went ahead and took a long on Bitcoin because I spent an hour drawing out that chart last night. So hopefully it plays out. But yeah, Ethereum, I mean, everything's basically just like we're consolidating underneath resistance, and we just need to break through the resistance. I mean, there's really not too much left, too much difference between any of the charts. It's all about the same. Other than Reef, which had a crazy day yesterday. I don't know if anybody saw that, but it was up to like 50-something% at one point.
Is that a shit coin?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Yeah, I've never heard of it.
You never heard of Reef?
No.
You
Show
never
me
heard
some
of-
Reef.
You've never heard of the I think they're flip-flops known as Reef?
No.
Reefs? Wow. You're so uncultured. Look at this.
That doesn't
From the moment this said pump on the chart prime prophecy all the way up to current price, 70% move. Wild. What do you got on that news front? You said you got something crazy?
Oh yeah. It's a little bit older. you know, but I felt like it was definitely worth touching on because this is America, and Americans care about their free speech if they're a certain party, you know. One party cares about their free speech, and another party wants everyone to care about people's feelings because that's more important than free speech. And we are seeing that take place on a global stage now. So, Brazil says its resistance to Elon Musk is a global example. Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva said his country should serve as an example for the rest of the world on how to deal with Elon Musk after the Supreme Court voted to uphold a ban on the billionaire's social media platform X. The world is not obliged to put up with Musk's far-right ideology just because he is rich, Brazil's leftist leader told local media late Monday. Brazil is one of the world's largest democracies, shut down X over the weekend after the Supreme Court Justice Alexandra de Moraes outlawed the social media platform for failing to suspend accounts that he asserted contained hate speech and misinformation, as well as complying with other legal requirements. A 5-member panel of justices voted unanimously in favor of the ban Monday after De Moraes called on the court to review his decision. He and the court have been facing accusations of overstepping their mandate, both here in Brazil and far beyond. Musk has referred to De Moraes as a dictator on X. The whole world is watching this, and this is clearly an effort to take the spotlight off De Moraes, says Mauricio Chavez, a São Paulo-based lawyer and professor in digital law. A legitimate and necessary debate on the regulation of social media in Brazil risks descending into a personal duel with Musk, he said. Let me scroll down a little bit. Where was it? He touched on Starlink. Here it is. Deepening tensions further, Starlink refused to carry out orders from Brazil's telecom regulator Anatel to prevent its hundreds of thousands of users from accessing X in the country. Starlink told Anatel it would only comply with a court order once its accounts were unfrozen, the regulator said Monday. Long-term investors who know Brazil likely won't be swayed for now, said Eric Farnsworth, a former senior American diplomat and analyst at the Council of American Policy Group in Washington. But Brazil spat with the owner of the world's loudest microphone only contributes to a narrative of uncertainty and increasing government skepticism of the private sector. You know,
What happened in 2011?
Where was that? Was that later in the article?
No. I'm just looking at the Brazilian real versus the dollar.
Oh, I have no clue. Probably their own little recession. You know, I was just a little baby back then. I was only 15.
Yeah, maybe the dollar was pushing higher, so I don't know. But the Brazilian real since 2011 is down 72% against the dollar. Before that, it was moving to the upside against the dollar. But ever since June of 2011, June or July, maybe we went to 0% interest rates. Because that was like right after the financial crisis. So
yeah. I just know.
Well, didn't we start quantitative easing and then like flooding the market with dollars? So how the
Yeah.
heck does your currency lose against the US currency that is inflating in its supply over time? I mean, how terrible is your currency? It's
Well,
wild.
their biggest export is beef. So other than beef, they don't.
Really?
Yeah, their
Wow.
biggest export is beef. That
Hmm.
Brazil and Venezuela, they export mainly beef.
Oh, a bunch of cattle.
Yep. There's a lot of cowboys there, you know?
Huh.
A
Cool.
lot. But I just kind of wanted to touch on this article because it has massive repercussions on how you might see global leaders start dealing with what they call hate speech and
Hmm.
misinformation, as we've started seeing the posturing of that here by your leaders here saying that's hate speech and that's misinformation. We saw a lot of that during COVID. And this is why Elon Musk even ended up buying X, because people wanted a platform where they could actually say whatever they wanted. I know it's not perfect, but the internet should be a place where whether you like it or not, whether it's right or not, you can say what you want. And there should be, unless it's illegal, there should be no repercussions for that.
Well, then you have your government make laws that says it's illegal.
Yes, and that's what we're seeing there.
And that's why it is so important to have a First Amendment like we do. The only country in the world. We protect our right to speech no matter what. And it's just, and I mean, even with the stuff that's come to light with the Twitter stuff and the Meta stuff and all that stuff, it's kind of like, it seems like even Silicon Valley is kind of like, okay, this has gone too far. Like, because it's like, this is America, so why are we doing this, right? Why are we doing this to our own people? So we
Well,
don't
it
yeah,
usually has something to do with money, you know. That's why they do the terrible messed up
well,
things they
usually
do.
yeah, it usually has to do with advertising. That's all they care about is the advertising. It's like they want their candidate, and you know they're even attacking Harris because she's not corporate enough.
Yep.
So
Or doesn't stand up for Palestine enough, or
yeah,
it's
I
a whole
mean,
mess.
yeah, that's the military industrial complex. It doesn't stand up for. She stands up for Israel, of course she does, right?
Yep. Oh,
Because I
dollars.
mean, yeah, because of money. I mean, it is what it is. She's a corporatist. I don't, and everybody in there is just, it's all corporate to me. But yeah, I try to keep away from the politics because it just makes me mad.
So do I. I just felt this was definitely worth discussing, considering that we have a little
It's
bit
in
of a voice
Brazil.
on
Who
the
cares?
yeah,
No, I'm
but we have a
kidding.
little bit of a voice on the internet.
A little
So
bit, a tiny,
a
very,
teeny
very
tiny
tiny.
voice. Yes,
I don't think
but
I'm making any differences, especially not in Brazil. But you know.
no. Maybe one
But it
day.
is, but no, I understand your point bringing it up though, because yeah, I mean, we don't want it to happen here, and that's the main thing.
Well,
So
and that's where he made a point to say that this is how world leaders should deal with something like this. And that's a little bit worrisome to me.
who cares what some crackpot dictator says?
uh, do you have another chart to show the peoples for today before we
No,
end up winding down?
no, I don't,
Mr. Chartery doesn't have a chart for the peoples.
Mr. Chartery,
Yeah.
charcuterie. I will be I will be starting to post setups in the Piper Academy Discord, so make sure you join that soon. Not sure exactly when, but I will be doing that. So, and also sign up for Blofin. Link is somewhere. Maybe it's in the description. And soon we'll have a little graphic on the show too, for Blofin.
Okay.
For an affiliate little deal for Piper Academy. So yeah, make sure you guys join the Piper Academy Discord and become part of the alumni if you ever so please. We would greatly appreciate you and welcome you here, of course, with open arms.
Most definitely. I'm glad to see everyone that showed up today. Thank you for showing up. This is a newer show on the Piper Academy, and we look forward to bringing you lots of content and alpha, as well as in our Discords. We do have the Lunar Beaches Discord as well. I don't know what's going to happen with that since we are on the Piper Academy, but I'm guessing...
Ain't nothing happening with that, brother. It ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, will it be as active?
Yes.
Okay, good, because
That's my people. My people will stay my people, okay? We've been in there for years struggling together, all right?
The struggle is real, but make sure to tune in later today on this channel to the morning market open show with Piper, and that will be at 9:30 Eastern time. We also have the crypto nightcap show, and that's going to be at 8:30 Eastern time with Tradefly and FD White. Make sure to tune in there and give them a little follow on all their socials too. I don't know if you had anything else for the people today.
Yeah, there's one thing. Tonight, it is Tuesday, so tonight we have Billy Goat Tales on X. So go make sure you go to X and follow Billy Goat Tales at Billy Goat Tales and join tonight's space. I'm not sure what they've got going on tonight, but it's always a good time. So just come on over to Billy Goat Tales, hashtag Givers Gain, and yeah, shout out to Billy, Crypto Billy. Love you, dude, and yeah, hope you all have a radical day.
Everyone, wake up.
Follow me on X. Today's going to be a good day at Lunar Beaches. Love you.